Here we are, folks, back at the power line hill. Two reasons. We have a chunk of weather coming in the next few days with the potential for a lot of rain that could wipe out a lot of the repairs that have been done. And the other thing is, I remembered the other day that even on the previous bike, which I had was the model before this one, I had never used Smart Assist on this hill, which is why we are back, and I have just double pressed the on button and we now have a blue light. We're in Smart Assist. Now, I have warned people about Smart Assist. It is the active power level, but with an algorithm that has decisions that sometimes make Evel Knievel look like a wimp. So let's see what we're going to get. So we're in gear 5, 4, 3, and I'll go to 2 now. And it's too light to go to 1 yet. So let's go. We're in 1. That was all just skip and spin, and I'm on awfully loose stuff. I can't imagine the hill start, but let's try. Oh, okay, let's no. Whoa. You would have noticed we're sliding backwards there in the gravel. Oh, I think we've got some grip. Let's go for this. He said throwing the bike forward. No. Right now, let's get the pedal right up the top, see what I can do. No. Oh. One more, then we'll walk to the next flat spot. So, problem is, when I put my foot on the pedal, there feels like a delay between that and the algorithm saying power up. So technically, I assume it's given me the active power level until such time as it decides to give me the higher power. So let's try, he said. Oh. No. Oh. And I didn't get as far as all my other failures. That's disappointing. Oh. Although walking like this, you get a closer look at the actual surface. Oh. Oh. He said, oh. Huh. Rightio. So we'll go this way. So still in gear 1. Oh. Seemed to be a fluctuation in the power. It wasn't a steady power. So maybe it was making decisions. Now what, let's try that again. You know I'm a stubborn old sod. I'll try and reduce my impact on the results if I can. Yeah, I've got to go the middle. I was thinking of going on the left side there, which is a bit smoother, but then I've got to cut back in. So you've got to work out where you gain, where you lose. Rightio. So we'll really punch the pedals between here and the hill. And we're off. Oh, front wheel's floating every so often. No, it was starting to spin and I was hitting loose stuff. Whew. And again, on another swale. Oh, why does this feel like hard work? Rightio. That seems to be the firmest straight up ahead of us and smoothest. Let's go. Every time it bounced the power, just span it. Oh. Anyway, I'll get back to you when I'm recycling. When I am relaxing, cycling, that's where recycling came from, back out in the bush. Catch ya. So we're up to 42 kilometres done. I've been pondering the hill along the way, and there's a couple of things I thought I should mention. In the video I remember mentioning that I had full weight on the pedal and it felt like it was trying to start me in the active power level. What I should explain for those that may not be aware, and that is the algorithm on this bike has changed. Previous model, hill starts were brilliant because the algorithm took most of its information from the torque sensor. So the moment you touched the pedal, depending on your power level, you knew what you were going to get and when you would get it, and hill starts were a lot easier. This bike, for whatever reason, they reduced the influence of the torque sensor data and increased the influence of the cadence for some reason. And of course, when you're on a hill start, as you saw on the previous clip, I had no cadence. So we had the battle of two algorithms. We had the algorithm for the start, plus Smart Assist has its own algorithm. That would explain why it felt like it was trying to start with the active power setting, because it had no cadence to then bring into play the second algorithm to tell it to slap me with all the power. And of course, when I was bouncing, the torque sensor would have been up and down like a yo-yo, which would have been influencing the algorithm again, power on, power off, power on, power off, etc, etc. Anyway, I just had a message come through. Nah, just garbage. Although that does show I've got phone reception here, which isn't a surprise. There are larger hills out in front of us and they have phone towers on them. Anyway, I'm riding along at the moment without a motor assist, mainly because I want to see what distance I can get today, because I'm about 90 kilometres short of the 10,000. So let's see if I can make it. I do avoid setting distance targets where I can, mainly because I find my decision making is less than intelligent, shall we say. So we'll see if we get there. Although it's a beautiful day, although brisk. I'll get back to you. Oh, I know they're small, but we do have a little herd of brumbies there. And I suspect they're about to come across in front of me. Oh, we've got more on the right side too. That's got to be two families. Although I was told you can get up to 14. There we go. Brumby straight across. They're about 20 metres ahead of me. And they're now slowing down and standing in the bush. Oop. And they've rolled up. There we go. Now they're going back. Well, short clip. Catcher. So 94 kilometres complete. I am absolutely loving it tucked in behind these pine trees. This is the first time in about 35-40 kilometres I haven't been punching into a 20-knot headwind. Add to that my speed of 20 kilometres, which is roughly 10 knots. So that's basically 30 knots I've been working against. They did have equipment tucked away in the bush where they'd been sorting a few of the tracks out and clearing stuff out. It's usually what they do before they go into harvest, so I'm not sure what's going on. We will soon find out. I suppose. Assist mode 1, I have done quite a bit of 2 into the headwind. I've also had the options to turn it off, and we have 45%. Remembering the last 6 to 7% is pretty much useless. So we've just jumped to active and dropped down to gear 4. Okay, back to tour. Copping a little bit of headwind. Up to 5 gear. Six, 7, 25 kilometres. Back to eco. Back to 6 gear. And about to turn back to 5. Now back to tour. We're about to turn the corner and I think I'm about to pop it right on the nose. I can feel it increasing as I get closer. Oh, cattle. Right, we'll get off and walk, see if they're human tolerant. Lots of ear tags, so they know people. big chunk of one in front with the big horns. Okay, they're not overly human tolerant, but they're not worried, or worrying I should say. I have been challenged by a cow before that had a calf. It dropped its head and pointed the horns at me, and if you remember the old cliche cartoon, it started dragging one of its hooves in the dirt. Luckily the calf made its way to a safe position and Mum decided to let me live. Anyway, you don't need to see me walking behind cows, I'll get back to you. We're about 35 kilometres from home. Birds just flew from our left. I need 40 kilometres to get to 10,000 kilometres, although technically just getting the 35 will get me there, because remembering I've ridden the bike at least 5 kilometres with it all shut down because I couldn't start it after the glitch with the power levels. Now, I did walk this during the last week, and oh, the sun's actually on it quite nicely. I can see everything clearly. I think we should ride. Okay. A little bit deep at the start, but it got better. Feet definitely went underwater. Oh. Normally I hit that in the morning and I can't see. Having that sunlight come in through the trees was perfect. I dropped back to Eco. Quick thing to mention, on the last wide road I was punching into headwind, and it was only when there was a large truck at my shoulder that I noticed it was there. I just could not hear it coming, so I'll have to pay more attention when I've got headwind and that much noise around the ears. Although I was well out of their way and they did go wide, which is good. But yeah, first time I haven't noticed a truck. Anyway, I'll play through here. Trust me, I won't record the 10,000 tipping over, but I can guarantee you it will be done if I post the video. Catch ya. Here we go, folks. Beautiful little python. So it knows I'm here. So I'll go slightly wider and I can go to the side so it really knows I'm here. There you go. Zoom into the head. Let's have a look. Whoop. Bit of good camera work would go well. There you go, matey. No tongue sensing the air. Come on, matey. I like to see a little bit of movement, otherwise I don't use the footage. I do not record dead things. Can't see any damage, so I'm assuming you're alive. Plus you've got your head up in the air. Let's get a grip on reality here, folks. This is going to be a long clip. I don't need to see you get off the road. Bye. I needed an extra couple of kilometres, so I've done a little bit extra through here coming home. So we'll do a little summary. 139 kilometres done, over 1,000 metres total ascent. We have about 14% left. We should be around 7 hours 20. So 7 hours 24, moving average 18.9. Oh, and good news, the python did move. Well, I must admit, it got bored with me. And it was the slowest moving snake I think I've ever seen. Oh, it was like watching slow motion. Anyway, this will bring up the first 10,000. Here's to the next. Catch ya.